Well, the rest of the city high school football teams have to wait until this upcoming Friday to begin league play. The East Boston Jets and West Roxbury Raiders had a chance to get a leg up on everyone in the Boston North last week when they squared off on Friday out in East Boston. Both the Raiders and Jets won their season openers, so Friday's winner would gain sole possession of first place in their division. So a lot at stake this early on in the season. Let's head out to Sartori Stadium in East Boston. They see the Jets, who graduated a bunch of skills positions players from last year's team, but one guy is back for this season. That's this guy, Brandon Ortega, who goes off tackle and says bye-bye. 60-yard touchdown run for Brandon. He had 161 yards on the ground in this one. Eastie goes up 8-0. Later on in the first, it's Westy driving down the field. They're forced with a fourth down, and they get stopped in the backfield. Nick Matera with the tackle for the Jets. Turnover on downs. Jets get it back. Then start of the second quarter, Eastie forced with a fourth down, and Dom Russo gets hit and is picked off by Jose Davila Quinones as Westy keeps the Jets out of the end zone there in the second. However, Jets come right back on their next possession. Russo finds Josh Rivera on a 3rd and 12, and they pick up the first down past midfield. A couple plays later, it's Angelo Blake getting past a couple of tacklers, and he makes his way inside the 10-yard line, setting up East Boston with 1st and goal. Jets now at the goal line. Nick Matera, the fullback, plunges into the end zone for the TD. Jets go up 16-0 at the half. Fast forward now to the third quarter. Eastie keeps it going. Hector Martinez scampers to the outside for a 26-yard touchdown run. He puts East Boston on top, 22-0. Then later on in the fourth, it's going to be Josh Rivera who gets the carry straight up the middle. He finds pay dirt. 4 different running backs scored for East Boston as the Jets go on to win 30-0 over West Roxbury. Let's take a look at the rest of the scores from the weekend. And first up, we see Cathedral taking down Brighton 42-20. Malheaton with 115 rushing yards and 2 rushing touchdowns. Latin Academy blanks Boston Latin School 14-0 in their first ever matchup. Ortiz with 2 touchdown passes for the Latin Academy Dragons. Meanwhile, Boston English is blanked by Tech Boston 21-0 on Friday. Madison Park squeezes it out against O'Brien 12-8 in the Battle of the Complex. Howell with a 70-yard interception return for a touchdown for Madison Park. Weston blanks Jeremiah Burke 38-0. White with 3 rushing touchdowns for the Weston Wildcats, and Charlestown edges out Pope John 29-20 for their first win of 2017. Like we mentioned, most of the teams in the city start league play this week, and that's where we'll see some teams start to make moves in their prospective standings. That's going to do it for sports this week, folks. Be sure to come right back here next week for more on Boston Neighborhood Sports.